At the beginning of the chapter, a crack in space opens, unleashing monsters onto Earth. A young man battles fiercely against them when suddenly a voice calls out, "Lu Sheng! Lu Sheng!" The scene shifts, revealing our protagonist waking up from his dream to the laughter of his classmates. The teacher reprimands him, reminding him that the unified exam is only 200 days away, and criticizing him for always sleeping. "At this rate," the teacher warns, "you won't even qualify for a job at a construction site. Do you even know the minimum chi blood level required for a concrete laborer?" Lu Sheng responds, 0.8. His classmates mock him, saying that even with his best efforts, his chi blood level would only reach 0.7, making it pointless for him to stay awake. The teacher sighs in disappointment. After class, Lu Sheng's best friend, Liu Qiming, invites him to play an online game, but Lu Sheng declines, lost in thought about his dream of a ruined wilderness. In the next scene, as he walks down the street, he reflects on the pressure of the upcoming unified exam. Despite having transmigrated to a new world, he still has to worry about exams just like before. While pondering this, he notices a poster, but is interrupted by a girl carrying heavy goods who tells him to move aside. Impressed by her strength, he wonders, when will I be as strong as her? The scene changes to an old building where an elderly lady is applying a bandage to an old man's back. Lu Sheng enters the house, and the lady warmly greets him. "Oh, little Sheng, you're back. Are you hungry? I'll cook something for you. It'll be ready when your younger sister comes home." Concerned for his father, Lu Sheng asks if he should buy a blood disorder apparatus to stimulate blood flow and clear his body channels. His father dismisses the concern, saying, "This injury is nothing, just a minor ailment due to age. I don't feel much pain." He then hands Lu Sheng 2 bottles containing a new supplement from Benevolence Hall, which shocks Lu Sheng since they cost $20,000. Later, Lu Sheng goes to his room and begins training in martial arts that he learned from watching TV. He recalls that 300 years ago, a massive change occurred in the world, where terrifying monsters emerged from cracks in the earth, and humans suddenly gained superpowers. However, despite these powers, humans were always at a disadvantage when fighting the monsters. After his training, Lu Sheng falls asleep and dreams of the barren land once more. This time, a zombie attacks him, and after defeating it, a dark power enters his body, flooding him with memories from the power's previous owner. Though confused, Lu Sheng notices that his strength and speed have drastically increased. He continues fighting more zombies, gaining even more power, along with martial arts skills and practice experience through the memories. Lu Sheng couldn't believe that he could obtain a lifetime's worth of memories just like that. He sighed, wishing it wasn't just a dream. As he moved on, he encountered another body from which black fog entered his own. This time, he glimpsed a memory mentioning a place called Military Base Number 359. Unlike before, Lu Sheng didn't feel an intense desire to obtain these memories and realized that by fighting battle-type zombies, he could actually increase his strength. Suddenly, a sharp pain jolted him awake, his sister calling him for dinner. Opening his door, Lu Sheng saw a beautiful girl, his younger sister, Lu Qinghe. He was reminded of their past when they were inseparable as children. However, after she started school, her attitude toward him changed. Her chi blood level had exceeded 1, and her strength was already over 100. In short, Lu Qinghe was a genius, and theirs was the typical relationship between a seemingly useless older brother and a gifted younger sister. As Lu Sheng opened the door, sweat glistened on his well-defined abs. Seeing this, Lu Qinghe became awkward, blushed, and quickly turned around, saying, "Hurry up and eat. Don't keep mom and dad waiting." Lu Sheng changed his clothes and joined the family for dinner. He ate much more than usual, yet still felt hungry. His father noted, "When boys go through puberty, they develop bigger appetites," and promised to buy more tonics to help Lu Sheng increase his chi blood level. Lu Qinghe remarked that, despite being 18, Lu Sheng's chi blood level was still only at 0.8. Their father scolded her for looking down on her older brother, sparking a brief quarrel between the siblings. After dinner, Lu Sheng went to the Hongchuan Martial Arts Hall to measure his strength. In the world of martial arts, to achieve the title of Grade 1 martial artist, a person's minimum chi blood level must be 1.5, with a battle strength of 150. To reach grade 2, the minimum chi blood level should be 15, with a battle strength of 1,500, 10 times the requirement for grade 1. To become a grade 3 martial artist, the minimum chi blood level should be 100, with a battle strength of 10,000. Only those with a chi blood level exceeding 200 and a battle strength of more than 100,000 could achieve the title of grade 4 martial artist. As Lu Sheng considered these requirements, he entered the hall. The receptionist asked if he was there to sign up for a tuition class, but Lu Sheng explained that he came to measure his chi blood level and battle strength. The receptionist directed him to room number 8, where the equipment was kept. Lu Sheng placed his hand on a white orb, which began to glow. A screen displayed his chi blood level, 0.96, an increase of 0.2 in just 1 hour. He then moved to another machine to measure his battle strength. He delivered a palm strike as he had seen in his dream. The machine glowed blue, displaying his battle strength, 113. Lu Sheng was astonished that his battle strength had far exceeded the limits imposed by his chi blood level. If he could continue improving like this, he could become a true martial artist very soon. He wondered what would happen if he slept for 8 or 10 hours. Perhaps he could become a new person overnight. However, lying in bed, he found himself unable to sleep, so he decided to practice instead. As he began, he noticed that his movements closely resembled those of the officers he had seen in the memories from his dream. This was the technique the zombie had learned when it was still alive. He continued practicing and felt the growing power within his body. The more he practiced these moves, the more he could sense strength emerging with full force. It wasn't just due to the exercise technique. There was also a breathing technique involved. Practicing both the exercise and the breathing techniques gave him results far better than a year of training. The dreamland felt like a treasure trove. Suddenly, he heard a sound coming from his stomach. He was hungry. The technique consumed so much energy that his body could not supply enough to keep up. He realized that normal food wouldn't replenish the large amount of nutrients he needed. He would require supplements, but his family's income wasn't enough to cover the high costs. If this continued, he'd have to earn his own money to buy the supplements. Then he remembered that every school awarded exemplary students with a reward of about $10,000. If I want that money, he thought, I must showcase my talent and strength. The scene shifted to the school's changing room, where his friends were shocked to see his abs. We haven't seen each other for a few days, and now I almost didn't recognize you. Have you been training for today's live combat lesson? Trying to look cool to attract the girls' attention? Lu Sheng replied, the unified examination is just around the corner. You should put more effort into preparing for it. However, in his mind, he thought, perhaps this is my chance to become popular. The scene then moved to a martial hall, where several students were gathered around a teacher named Zheng Zhengguo, a grade 2 martial artist who had fought on the battlefield and bore a scar on his right arm. The teacher demonstrated some martial arts techniques and asked a student, Yang Yifei, to be his sparring partner. Yang Yifei was quite popular among the girls because he was rich and liked to show off, so everyone believed he was the best martial arts student in the class. But Lu Sheng thought to himself, if this were before, I might have agreed, but now things are different. I will fight and get everything I want. After some time, the teacher stopped the demonstration and offered some guidance before asking who wanted to spar with Yang Yifei. But no one responded. Everyone knew they couldn't defeat him. The teacher thought, every time I mention live combat, the students cower in fear like ostriches. I can't teach them if they continue to act like this. Although the school teaches them how to cultivate chi blood and practice martial arts, those who manage to get into the army after graduation and continue their journey to become top martial artists are mostly the outstanding students. They say I'm biased toward top students, but they've never thought about it carefully. Besides Yang Yifei, is there anyone else willing to stand up to the challenge? Suddenly, the teacher noticed Lu Sheng and felt a powerful fighting spirit emanating from him, as if his eyes were burning. He asked Lu Sheng to step onto the stage. Lu Qiming, worried, told Lu Sheng, the unified examination is just around the corner. If you get injured now, it will affect your grades. Don't force yourself to do this just to uphold your reputation. Lu Sheng reassured him, "It's okay," and walked onto the stage. The teacher explained the rules. The time limit was 10 minutes, and the rules were the same as those of the standard martial spar. However, he reminded them that safety came first, and to learn from each other until the time was up. The teacher thought to himself, "He's so calm, even though he's about to spar against the top student. Why didn't I notice this quality in him before?" The teacher then asked, "What was your chi blood level the last time you measured it?" Lu Sheng answered, "The last time I measured it, it was 0.8. The teacher thought, maybe I judged him wrongly, and once again reminded them not to use too much strength, as this was just for their learning. "Let's begin," he said. Yang Yifei, confident that he could easily defeat Lu Sheng, threw a high-speed punch toward him. His eyes were burning white, and black chi circulated around his arm. But in the next moment, he realized that Lu Sheng had dodged his attack and countered with a vigorous punch to his face, throwing him out of the stage like a cannonball. Everyone was shocked, including Lu Sheng himself. The teacher immediately went to Yang Yifei and instructed someone to take him to the nurse's room. Everyone in the hall started talking about Lu Sheng. Lu Sheng approached the teacher and said, "I didn't control my strength. I'm sorry, sir." The teacher reassured him, "Don't worry, it's a minor injury. I think you were just unlucky. Come with me to the office. I have something to discuss with you." After Lu Sheng departed, everyone began speculating that he must have taken some drugs. How else could his strength suddenly grow so much? They whispered. In the office, Lu Sheng saw equipment for measuring chi blood and strength. The teacher asked him, "Are you taking those drugs that forcefully increase your chi blood level? You should know that you're breaking school rules if you take those drugs." Lu Sheng denied it, saying he hadn't taken any drugs. The teacher responded, "All right, if that's the case, let's measure your chi blood level right now. If you've taken drugs, the number will fluctuate. Once that's done, we'll measure your battle strength. If your chi blood level and battle strength match, it will be proven that you are indeed strong." Lu Sheng agreed and placed his hand on the spherical ball. The ball glowed brightly and displayed a chi blood level of 1.53, similar to that of a grade 1 martial artist. The teacher was surprised to see this result. He's already a martial artist at 18 years old. In the entire Baihe city, he's considered a genius, the teacher thought. When Lu Sheng struck the punching equipment, the machine's head was destroyed. Lu Sheng, with a pathetic tone, apologized, saying he didn't mean to do it. The teacher thought, even though the machine is meant for students, it should be able to withstand the blow of a legitimate martial artist. This boy's battle strength is above that of a grade 1 martial artist. The teacher then asked, "When did you last measure your chi blood level?" "Half a month ago," Lu Sheng replied. The teacher was shocked again, thinking, his chi blood level doubled in just a month, and his battle strength far surpasses that of a grade 1 martial artist. It's really scary. The teacher said, "I'll recommend you to enter the top class in the school and be taught by the best teachers." But Lu Sheng declined, explaining that it was faster to cultivate in his dream than to receive guidance and learn in class. The teacher then offered, "If you have any difficulties, you can tell me." Lu Sheng made 2 requests. "I wish to apply for the martial arts scholarship, and I hope the school will give me more free time during school hours." The teacher realized that Lu Sheng lacked money and time and handed him a golden card containing at least $10,000. "Don't neglect your practice," the teacher advised. After Lu Sheng left, Mr. Zhang murmured to himself, "After a long time, we finally have someone who can go to that place." All right, guys, that's it for today. We'll pick up right here in the next part. Until then, stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more stories.